What's going on, cigar world? What's going on, cigar enthusiasts? I'm Jack, the cigar enthusiast, and we got
Sean with the smoking section.
And we are the virtual smoke deck. We're waiting on our there we go. I think we just got a pop.
There he is.
I'm gonna wait until I see him. Johnny is in the background. Johnny, is you ready to come on 5?
Gary B.
4, 3, 2, and we got the Johnster.
Gary B. What do, Johnny?
I have no clue what happened. Like, it was weird because I was logged on previously.
Yeah,
I went to go get my dang coffee at the house. When I came back, I did the test, and anyways, whatever.
Hey, look. But what looks good right now is we got 3 Smoketeers all on one show right now.
The Smoketeers.
I feel like we are like freaking mayors of our own cities or some shit, because it is practically impossible to get us all together. But luckily we did it, and now
That's
here.
how we do.
And we're about to have a freaking great show.
Listen,
First and foremost,
it's better than Pornhub.
Always. Amen. Amen.
Yeah, amen. Hey, give it to Johnny, man. Johnny always is gonna come through with the crazy stuff. Boy, you're supposed to be sanctified.
Hey, I am, man. Hey, but how you think the babies get here, man? You know.
Well, you got one baby. What are you talking about?
No, I'm talking about everybody. And listen, it was only one Virgin Mary. It was only one Virgin Mary. Everybody else got here because the birds and the bees did a little birds and bees.
You know what I'm saying? Mess with some flowers and some trees, huh? Man, hey, we got Sean back in the building after successfully tying the knot, man. Congratulations, bro. Congratulations, bro.
Thank you, boys. Thank you. Look, it's official. It's official. Look at that. It's official. I'm officially off the market, ladies. I'm sorry. If anybody was looking for a cigar smoking hot, I got 2 gentlemen below me and next to me, or below me.
I'm off the market. The one below you.
I know Jack's taken, but Johnny's still on the market.
And my wife crazy.
Johnny,
tried,
where is he? This guy right
Jack,
here. He's still taken. So, ladies,
bro,
ladies, if you're looking for a little hot chocolate with a little smoke,
oh my goodness.
So, ladies, if you're looking for a little hot chocolate with a little bit of smoke on the side, I got Johnny right there for you.
I'm gonna make it do what it do, man. I don't pay bills though.
Hey, Johnny don't pay bills, but he'll slow slide down a stripper pole.
You're dead going right. You know, I give you a run for your money. I give you and your mama a run for your money.
Hey, man, look, gentlemen.
He don't do it for dollars. He does it for cigars, though.
Hey, that's a fact. Sean, check your internet connection. We got to get that right, boy. We can't have you over here. Check that for us. But man, look.
Right now for internet connection.
Hey, vacation is over. We're back to work. It wasn't even a vacation, man. Johnny, we was officially on a bye week.
That's all.
That was a bye week.
That's all, man.
Now, Sean, on the other hand, Sean was on a vacation.
Because he had the wedding and then he had the honeymoon.
Sean was sucking toes and all that.
No, that's me, man.
Oh,
exactly.
Hey, no, he said exactly. Look at that.
Oh, my Lord. Lord have mercy. They're going to ban us.
Hey, JC, you heard me. He tried to get the block shot up, bro. We can't add none.
Eminem said it better. Was it Eminem? Bring it over to the front and tuck your toes.
No, man. That's Lil Jon and the East Side Boys, man.
So I got to make a statement, and I'm gonna handle it right now.
That was Lil Jon. That was Lil Jon. My apologies. My apologies.
So
go ahead,
Jason Sharp is your boy, right, Jack?
Yeah, he come to the lounge. Yeah.
So I did not know who he was at first. He sent me a friend request. Jason, I am accepting it right now. Please accept my dearest apology. Matter of fact, Jack can give you a free cigar on me. Not free. I'll pay for it next time you come, because I feel it's been sitting there. And I'm like, that name rings a bell, but I don't know who that is. But there we go. I'm sorry, Jason. I'm handling it right now. Hey,
there you go. There you have it. Man, gentlemen, it's exciting to be back in the building, man. We got a great topic tonight, man. And it kind of rolls into our kind of end of the year shebang. when we do our top 25, the virtual smoke deck top 25. Man, this is gonna be interesting. This is gonna be interesting, man. I hope you ain't got no shitty cigars on your list, gentlemen.
Well, shitty is relative, man. We got to get there.
No,
shitty is
absolutely
relative.
not.
He said absolutely not. Nope. Hey, but yeah, man. It's gonna be a great show, man. How was y'all bye week last week?
It was good, man.
It was good. You know, it was really good.
Sean, your delay is killing us.
No, nigga, I worked the cigar shop because now everybody knows I'm not in the cigar shop 24/7 anymore. I'm only in there like the owner, Brian. He calls me part-time because I literally work part-time. So I'm in the shop like now 1 weekend out the month, sometimes 2 weekends out the month. So I got to work the shop last weekend. And I love being in the shop, yo. Like nothing beats being in the shop. And I worked on new shop. So with the new shop, I get to taste wine all day long. You know, because we got a phenomenal wine selection. So I don't know much about wine, which I'm gonna take a break from bourbon, and that's one thing I decided to do. Not take a break, to try to dive deeper into wine.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what I'm doing here. And I know a lot about cigars. I know a good bit about bourbon, but over this past week, I'm like, damn, I really want to learn more about wine, man. So that's kind of where I'm at.
Hey, wine is a perfect pairing for cigars. A lot of people sleep on the wine pairing, but the wine pairing is amazing. So Sean, tell us about your bye week.
So my bye week, as everybody knows, I'm gonna bring up a little picture here. I got married. So you can just see that right there. Probably not the best picture quality, but so I got married. And speaking of wine, I wound up going to Cape May to a winery. With my beautiful wife, Jess. It was they actually have a funny name. It's called Wild Cock Winery out of Cape May. Beautiful winery. They actually had one that was called the Wild Cock. I'm sorry, hopefully this doesn't get censored. The Wild Cock Prestige, which was kind of like a smoky, somewhat fruity kind of wine. It was absolutely beautiful. Paired really nicely with a beautiful cigar, and of course I was smoking a couple of McAuliffes that I brought with me. And it was a beautiful wine, absolutely lovely. We had a beautiful time, and you know what, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I think all that time with Jess, I think I missed you two the most out of all that time. I felt like there was just something missing.
Hey, he says that while at Wild Cock.
I got a question. I got a question.
Jack and my Johnny on my weekday.
So am I the left balls or the right? I just want to know. In the Wild
I like
Cock.
that. My question was gonna be, how wild did your cock get? Because it's so coincidental that you go on your honeymoon to a winery called Wild Cock. I mean, it just don't get. That's not a coincidence, Jack. Next thing you know, it was called daycare.
It definitely. I'm gonna tell you, it definitely didn't help afterwards. After having a couple glasses of wine, it didn't help, boys. I'm going to tell you. You know, we're going to be honest on this podcast. All right, we're going to be honest on this podcast.
That's what we're going to do.
It was a beautiful winery. It was filled with bees and birds and everything. If you haven't told your kids about the bees and the birds yet, I'd suggest that you wound up having a conversation with them about that later. But it was beautiful. And right there, as you can
wait
see,
a minute.
Where is it? Right here.
So Sean had cock on his mind the whole time, but it was called Willow Creek.
Yes, so it was called Willow Creek, but I actually have a hoodie that says Wild Cock Winery. So I don't know where the wild came from, but I have a hoodie that says that it was Wild Cock Winery. So I'm sorry, I didn't mean to throw that out there. I ain't trying to speak dirty. I ain't trying to do it, but it was from what I understood, it was called Wild Cock Winery. So that's all you all need to know. All right, that's all y'all need to know. I promise.
Hey, Jess literally jumped on and said, "No, it's called Willow Creek, bro." Hey, Charles, that's a good question. Sean, So how did the Wild actually taste?
Yes.
And how did it feel in your mouth?
Wow. Okay. You know what? I'm calling Mark.
It was kind of soft. There wasn't too many. There wasn't too many hard tastes that not too many hard tastes that I could taste. It was very, very soft and subtle. I'll put it to you like that. All right, boys.
All right, guys. We ain't even got to. Well, welcome back to the virtual smoke deck. When we come back, man, we're gonna be talking top 3 cigars in our personal opinion. We'll see y'all in a little bit.
We off in this place, catching vibes, sit back and we blaze in the sky like I'm out of space.
So, guys, man, the topic for this week is gonna be top 3 cigars this year so far. Which this gotta be the hardest one because we're practically telling people in our mind what our top 3 is, man. When I first thought about it, I said, "Yo, this is gonna be hard." I mean, it was so hard that I wrote down 12 cigars, and I'm trying to go through all the mental processing to try to get to the top one because my last one gotta be a dog. It gotta be.
I'll let you go, Jack, because mine. So I was kind of like strategic with mine. I kept it at a certain price margin as well. And so I got my top 3. Whoever want to go first, I know my top one is going to be the shit because I think I got the most experienced palate. I'm joking.
Hey, I'm trying to tell you, Sean, unmute. I'm trying to tell you.
Wow.
I'm joking.
Hey.
Wow,
I got a cab right here.
These boys out here, they killing me out here.
Hey, bro, I'm saying, like, golly, that boy said, you know what? Not to brag, but I'm probably gonna be the best one out of them all. So, he played you real quick. So, I mean, the first and foremost, like,
he did, absolutely.
The topic really came up off of, I was sitting back. And I was like, look, man, we really got to get some things going with our top 25. So I was like, well, let's kind of put that together now based off 2022 sticks that was released and see what we can come up with and see what it is. And let's have some discussion about it, man, because I know for sure I got some bangers out there
Talk to me.
So I'm gonna start first, and we're gonna go through the thing and discuss our top 3s. And I'm gonna start off with 3, and then the next person can start off with their 3, defend their 3, and then open it up for questions, comments, and concerns, baby.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna go. This cigar came out early 2022. Came in a It came in a 4x50. It was I'm gonna give y'all the details of it. It was a flavorful Robusto that had a Connecticut broadleaf wrapper, had binders and fillers of Nicaragua, had an overall spicy profile, leathery, oaky, and out of Nicaragua. Anybody got any guesses?
That's tough. Can you tell us who blends it?
It's made out of Nicaragua.
That is pretty tough.
It's made out of Nicaragua, and it's a 4x50. And here's an extra clue. It came in 3 different blends, which was a Sumatra, a Habano, and then a Connecticut broadleaf that I'm talking about.
Let's see.
All right. And if you can find this one, I highly suggest you get it, but I'm pretty positive you can't. And that's the Tatuaje Cohetes broadleaf.
Yep.
Cohetes broadleaf is my number 3. Now that was hard because as I'm sitting down and I'm explaining, what is considered a top 3 in my book, you're going through a plethora of different cigars that you can choose from. I mean, I really enjoyed so many great cigars that came out this week that it was hard to even come up with that one at 3. I think in the top 25, it'll probably be like a 6 because it's just so many different cigars. But I feel like this is going to complement so well in that placement of it. So,
and that was your number 3.
That was my number 3.
Okay.
Well, I mean, the price point was already, the kind of rules is already set, man. That would have definitely been something commenting earlier, so we could have did that.
No, because that's about a what, 14?
I want to say about 860.
860. Okay. Never mind. Okay.
860 was that cigar. I bet that won't be a. That's for you. I enjoyed the Las Calaveras.
I giggled that one. That's how that.
I like the Las Calaveras, but it also wasn't a 4x50.
Oh man.
No comments. I must have did a good job.
No, that's a great cigar. And I've only smoked it once.
Yeah, bro.
And see, Tatuaje to me has always been like right on that cusp of a little bit spicy, but yet a reasonable amount of cigar. You know what I mean? So it's to me, I think that's a good choice.
And the thing about it, it was like for me, I'm not I smoke everything like the new DBS coming out by Rocky Patel. I think this will be out in December timeframe or something like that. DBS is amazing. It comes in it's a full body cigar, but I'm not full blown into full body cigars like that, right? Because when I go to retro hell, it just kills my dang palate. Burns it up real quick. So what I liked about the Tatuaje Cojete broadleaf was it was I want to say it was a firecracker. Yeah. It's like as soon as you light it, it sizzles up, but it mellows out quick because there wasn't enough time for it to stay full body the entirety, right? In my personal opinion, I felt like when it got past the first third, it was already mellowed out. It was still the complex cigar and robust cigar, but it had mellowed out by the time I can enjoy it.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Johnny. Number 3.
My number 3 on my list is going to be, excuse me, the H. Upman Heritage by AJ, blended by AJ. That's my number 3. I think, and that's my number 3. I think that is a damn good cigar, bro. I mean, that is a phenomenal cigar.
What size?
So I prefer the Robusto, man. Actually, I just smoked the Robusto this morning, man. Yeah. I think that Robusto does it for me. And I've been, just not the sidebar, man, I've been trying to stay within that parameter of smoking Robustos, smaller ring gauge cigars for like the past almost a month now. I'm trying to stay in that size range. But my number 3 is going to be the H. Upman Heritage.
Now, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
So tell us a little bit about that cigar and why I hit number 3 for you.
So I like the original one, and so that cigar I always tell people it's a combination because I don't think the 10th anniversary Perdomo didn't come out in 2022. That was 2021, I think. Mm-hmm. But between I really find those cigars incredibly similar. Number one, because especially when I smoke cigars, I'm like Jack. I like full body cigars, but I don't like smoke full body cigars all the time. I like I don't like full strength cigars. I enjoy full body cigars, right? I like really complex, earthy flavors, that like raisiny sweetness that you get, a little bit of nutty. And I think the H. Upman Heritage does a fantastic job of just incorporating all of those flavors that I enjoy personally. And then it's AJ, man. So you can't go wrong with AJ blending anything, really. So
I'm telling you right now, like back in the day, T-Pain made a appearance, I think, on one of the award shows, and he said if you want a number 1 album or a number 1 song, feature T-Pain on it, we'll do it. And that's when T-Pain was like, man, T-Pain jump on it was a banger, instant banger. It's like Drake now. Drake or Lil Baby jump on the track right now, it's an instant banger, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's how AJ is in the cigar world, right?
Absolutely.
If AJ puts his name on it, or AJ jumps on a blend, or you use AJ tobacco, you got an instant banger.
It's gonna bang out, boy.
Instant banger.
It's gonna bang out. That is 100. Yep.
And that was that was one of those things. Like even I made a comment not too long, a couple weeks ago, how we just continued a particular blend, but then they just came out with a AJ collaborations. That mug was like, boom, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's like, okay, I get it. You've been trying to do this on your own, but sometimes you need to bring in an assistant.
No expertise. Right? Yeah.
You need to tag somebody in and say, okay, how can we make this better? And AJ, one of those guys, man.
Absolutely.
Sean, what you think?
Yep. Absolutely. So my number 3 is actually going to be along the same lines as Johnny. My number 3 is kind of like a beginner cigar, which would actually be the 10th anniversary champagne by Perdomo. I think it's a beautiful cigar. It doesn't have a lot of. Yeah, it didn't. But for my top 3 ones that I wind up working in the cigar shop, I always feel telling a lot of that with. To me, it's a very beautiful blend, easy. And I don't know what the problem is. My Wi-Fi on here is beautiful, but it looks like StreamYard isn't doing so well. So I might jump out and restart, guys, and then you guys keep going. I'll join back in.
Too easy.
You good, brother? You good?
We'll come back to Sean's number 3 because one, that's a good topic to come up. No, you got it. Go with your number 3. Oh,
we got it. Okay.
So we gonna end up going back to Sean for his top 3. But I think he was on to something. My only thing is I really wanted to see, a cigar that
came out of
from this year.
That champagne gonna make the list every year, man.
Hey, it's gonna make the list, and if it's not,
list every year.
And it depends, right? I tell you, the crazy part about it is, Dan has fully broken down like the cigar aficionado list and different things like that to me. Yeah, and it's really money based on that. But when I look at like Dojo, Cigar Journal,
Half
Wheel, theirs is gonna be a lot more transparent.
Yeah.
Versus who gave me the most money, right? Yeah. So yeah, we gonna hold that thought. We're gonna hold that thought to the they call it the pink whistle or some pink whistle or something like that. But yeah, I'm gonna hold that thought right there. But I think it's funny that me and you still went with something Nicaraguan, full body for our number 3. My
number 2 is go ahead. I'll let you know. You do your number 2.
No, you go ahead and go with number 2.
So I just smoked my number 2 for the first time because it just got to the shop maybe like it might have been 2 months ago, something like that. But it's the My Father Le Bijou, the 100 year, like the Años with the orange band at the bottom. That mother trucker is so good.
Yeah.
Oh, have you smoked it?
No, I have not.
I love the Le Bijou as it is, right?
Yeah.
And damn, what size did I smoke it in? It was in a 6.5 by 44. That's what it was.
So Corona,
yes. And my God, buddy.
That's more of a Lonsdale, actually, now that I think about it.
It's a Corona special. So yeah. So when I tell you, man, and that's the size I prefer, because I think we had it in the shop in 2 sizes. We had it in the Robusto, we had it in the Lonsdale, and then we had it in, I think it was another size, but I can remember the 2. And that sucker there, man. And Nicaraguan again, unfortunately. I'm sorry for those who don't like Nicaraguan tobacco. I don't prefer. But and it's really along the same flavor profiles that dang on the Age Up, man. I mean, really, but it's way more velvety, right? So like I like to smoke sometimes. I like to coat my tongue when I'm smoking it, and you get that like nice velvet like film on your palate. But it's a very, very not necessarily spicy, but it's like a sweet spicy. You get same with the Heritage, man. You get the sweet. You get a little bit of like spice. It's really dark, earthy undertones, like coffee notes, like, and it's fire from start to finish, man. When you light it up, you're probably expecting. To me, it's a medium plus. It's not a full strength cigar. I mean, it is. I mean, Le Bijou is a full body cigar, But it's not really like slap you in your ass smoking. But it's just a damn good cigar, man. It's a damn good cigar.
You know, and I think that's the crazy part. That's the crazy part about it is you know, I feel like my father been slipping, dog. Just to be transparent, like
I got a story for that, man.
I mean, just being honest, right? My father had started off with 3 shelves at my shop, 4 shelves, and it's currently at 1.5 right now.
Oh.
And it's not because like the cigars not good. It's just not. It right now the cigar smoker is more intriguing than just kind of heritage, right?
Yeah.
Right. Like we're almost like TikTokers when it comes to cigars. Like
what's trending?
Yeah, like what's good? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because if I try something good and my father, I'm gonna probably go back to my father to try something else.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna try to go back into something else to try to see. Then I'm gonna only give it about 3 times. And if I get 1 out of 3, then I'm gonna probably stick with my one that I've been looking at.
And I'm gonna tell you, man, my issue with my father is, and this happens all the time because cigars it's a natural product. It's hand rolled. There's gonna be inconsistencies, right? So I was lighting up. My go-to, right, is Jaime Garcia. Not my go-to, but when I first started smoking, that's like my benchmark in the cigar. Like my cigar life is the Jaime Garcia by my father. That's why I started. That was like my first ever go-to cigar, like, you know, whatever. And I decided to a couple times, man, pick it back up, you know, do a little, you know, little homage to my cigar journey, light it, bro. I cut it, and it was like compacted cardboard. Yo, I first did a V cut, right? And I had a Robusto or like a Toro, and I did a V cut, right? I'm sitting there toasting, and you can tell anybody that smokes for any period of time, when you're toasting a cigar, you can tell some construction issues like right off the toast, right? Like you can look at your cigar, you can be toasting it, and I'm toasting, and I'm like, something ain't right here, man. And I took a puff, and I'm like, nothing came out of my mouth. But the draw was so tight. I took a guillotine cut, snipped about a quarter, like snipped not a quarter, but snipped a little ways down. The shit. I got a picture. I'll send it to you, man. It was so compacted. It was like cardboard. I couldn't. So I've been running into a lot of constructional issues with my father. I mean, it happens. It's unavoidable. But yeah, that's my only beef with my father. Get that shit together, dog.
So Bill, just to hand out one of my resume, I've been smoking for 11 years. Johnny, how long you been smoking?
Since I turned 18, 2015, man. 2015.
So we got some years on. We're not 22 or 25 years in the game. But yeah, we got some years on. Borchowitz was I said Borchowitz, that's Jeff's name. Borpheus was a really good one.
Yeah.
You're gonna see that in our top 25. I just don't think it hit top. We're gonna talk about that. Actually, let's go into that before I even go into my number 2. So Charles, you brought up 2 things, right? The 1 to 13th year. Again, another. Hey, if you need a little assistance, tag AJ. AJ came in on that blend, created a woody, spicy, earthy coffee, and it had some dark chocolate in that 13th one. I think the 13th was much better than the 12th, and also a lot better than the 11th. In my personal opinion, I think 10th was good, but 13th was definitely one of those, you know, full body smokes, Nicaraguan, really well. It didn't hit my top 3 to create a spoiler. But you're gonna see why here in a second. But more or less than anything, that is a great cigar. Now we go into Ozinger. Now, one thing that we gotta talk about with this is Crown Heads is about to go through an entirely new shifting of their brand, right? This brand has been getting blended out of Nicaragua since the conception almost, right? And now with them breaking ties with Luciano, and Luciano starting his own distribution, his own cigars, they have went to EP Calero out of Dominican Republic. So the new Lancero, the limited edition Lancero that just dropped, Friday? I think I probably either sold out already. But that Lancero that just dropped was a Dominican, mind you, never seen by Crown Heads, really. A Dominican Lancero. So definitely has some good spices to it, but that also goes into the Aginer. The Aginer is about to change because Luciano blended that one at first. And now they again have broke ties with Luciano. Now I would imagine it's going to have a more of a Dominican touch to it, which I think is going to change it. But for Tim to come out with that cigar and go ahead and leash that mug, and it came out with the banger it is, yes, I can see why it's definitely up there. It's definitely up there. My issue, one issue with my father is not they're not in anyone's conversation, so the name winds up slipping to the back end. That is true. I mean, that is a fair assessment. You know, everybody. Let's take this back a couple years. So, my fathers had bought Fonseca, right? Fonseca, it was this prestigious Cuban name that, you know, packed a great punch. Everybody knew the Fonseca was a great cigar, was hard to find cigar. My father builds that, brings it back. And when they bought it and they put it out, it came out as a good blend. I think somewhere along that line, when they tweaked the blend did not combust as it did when it first came out. Yeah. Right. So my father has been slipping, but the crazy part about it, it's funny that you bring the La Beju into the conversation along with my number 3 as a Tatuaje Cojetes broadleaf, because those are both blended by my father. Well, not blended, but they're both manufactured with the My Father tobacco. And so I think that's funny that it came up, because it's like, yeah, we're over here saying my father fell off, but we just named that one. You know, my 3, your 2, is up there for the top and our top 22 as of right now. Yeah, I think that's crazy. I think that I started smoking today. Hey, 94. That's jeez. Yeah.
I wouldn't hear yet.
Are you talking about the Lanceros, Charles? My number 2 is gonna have to go to the Olamac Natural Robusto. The Olamac Foundations, Olamac Robusto Natural, the Calero.
So, no, go ahead. Talk to us.
So, personally, when I first smoked that cigar, I was wowed. Because one thing that popped into my head is a Padron 1960, I should call it 1926, blended with a Opus X. This is my preference. When I smoke that cigar, when we go back to what I said I like, right?
Yeah.
What I like is a cigar that is complex and full body, but not full flavor.
Yeah.
Right? Not a whole bunch of pepper. You get other notes outside of pepper.
Yeah.
Man, I got chocolate, leather. Mind you, I love the leather note. Oaky. You got the white pepper, and you can retrohale and still, just nose punch your palate once you smoke it. So I think personally, that being something else that came, now Nick did blend it.
Yeah.
Let's get that corrected. Nick blended that one from Foundation, but he used my father's tobacco. Not my father's, AJ Fernandez tobacco. And when I say it was a home run. Like, I bought a box the second time I smoked it. That's what it was. Go ahead, Johnny. I feel like you got something. So
I smoked it. We did an event with the Cigar Club, man. Shit, it might have been about what it was. I think we did a fish fry or something, and my partner gave it to me. I wasn't that impressed.
What?
I wasn't that impressed.
Were you drunk?
No. I was sober at the time. I wasn't even drinking that day because I was working. I was frying fish and all that shit. So like, I really wasn't that. To be honest, and I know I always like to say I like to give cigars the benefit of the doubt by smoking all the way through. I didn't even finish it.
Wow.
I didn't even finish it, man.
Wow. That's all I'm gonna say. Like, yeah.
And I smoked it in the natural. I haven't tried the Maduro yet, but I did smoke it in the natural, man. And I didn't
both of
even
them is
finish
bangers, bro.
I didn't finish. I was hurt because I wanted to like it because it's foundation. I really wanted to like it.
You know the crazy part about it? It has a natural Mexican San Andreas wrapper on it.
Yeah. I wanted to like it bad.
Bro, that's hey, ouch. Johnny is hitting hard tonight. I'm trying to tell you. But it's okay. But that's why I love it, because we're allowed to think what we want to think.
Absolutely. You want the money.
Hey, welcome back, Sean. You want to go with your top three? I mean, with your number three?
What's going on, guys?
Yes.
So my number three was the 21st anniversary Perdomo champagne.
Uh-huh.
So hopefully you guys are reading me okay now.
Yeah.
Good.
So that was my number three, which I thought was an amazing cigar. Beautifully blended. I always feel as though you can't go wrong with a nice Perdomo. Getting into cigar smoking, especially if you wind up liking your bourbons, your scotches. I feel as though it's one of those cigars that doesn't overpower your bourbons or scotches, or as Jack is drinking now, or your wines. I feel as though it's a very easy blend from Perdomo. That would be my number three. So I don't know where you guys left off. I'm sorry for the little quick break real quick that I had to take. But that would be my number three on my list.
So Johnny said his number two was
Le Bijou
by my father. My number two, yes, 100 years. My number two was the Olamac Calero Robusto. And so what's your number two?
My number two would be from I always have a hard time pronouncing. I'm not sure if it's Danley or Denali Cigars, but it's the Clown, the Double Maduro, the Barber Pole Double Maduro by Danley Cigars, the Clown. I personally am a full-bodied cigar smoker, and I think that it has a beautiful blend. And it's very, very smooth as well. It's probably one of my favorites. If it's something in my cigar humidor, it's probably what I'm going to go for 98.7% of the time. I usually drink that, or I usually smoke that with a nice Nas or a Monster. It just, to me, always has a beautiful blend that just, it really captures my full-bodied cigar smoker inner heart, to be honest with you. It's one of my favorites, to be honest.
And, so tell us a little bit about that cigar, because I've never heard of it nor smoked it.
I haven't either, man. Talk to me.
So the Denali comes in three different cigars. They have a beautiful kind of unique boxing that they do. It's I would want to say it's probably like a 10 by 10 box with shelf, probably with 5 to 6 cigars per shelf, and I think there's 4 shelves in the packaging. Denali Cigars really does a beautiful job of just putting together a unique looking cigar presentation, from the box to the cigar. It kind of has a kind of a demented looking clown on the front side of the cigar, but it also kind of brings you to the cigar. I always think of the cigar clowns whenever I look at that cigar, but it's not. It doesn't have anything to do with their organization on Facebook. But Denali does a really, really nice job. They have the Double Maduro, Connecticut, and I believe also the Corojo / Maduro Barber Pole. Really, really beautiful cigars. full-bodied for at least the Corojo Maduro and then the double Maduro. The Connecticut Corojo blend, a little bit on the sweeter side, in my opinion. Not as hard-hitting as the double Maduro. You get some hints of course, leather, pepper, a little bit of that Nicaraguan flair that I like to say that they're famous for. But it was kind of one of those boutique cigars that kind of hit pretty quick. Everybody seemed to be going for them. It seemed like everybody was really in love with these cigars, and they are a beautiful, beautiful cigar. I highly suggest that anybody who's into kind of like a boutique slash, I don't want to say intense, but more of a refined cigar taste, I highly suggest that you wind up going for them. Beautiful, beautiful cigar selection, and they are the 3 boxes, which are beautiful collector's pieces as well, if you ever get the chance to get all 3 boxes.
That's interesting.
No, I'm gonna have to look into that, man, because I like trying new cigars, man, and I haven't heard of it. Sean, you got to be sure to in our group chat shoot that name again for us to.
Absolutely, brother. Absolutely.
I want to try it out.
Well.
Disclaimer. Can I put a small disclaimer out?
You better put your disclaimer out because I'm
about
to come straight at your palate here in about 2 seconds.
So listen, I have a tie for number 1. And it's on complete opposite spectrums of smoking. One is incredibly mild and creamy, and the other one is like gasoline draws.
Okay.
So, everyone, I think, because we talked about it before, I was not a fan of the cigar when I first smoked it, right? I really was. I was not a fan. It's a 20-acre farm.
Okay.
And I'm not just saying this because I love Jeff. It really did grow on me, and I enjoy it, right?
Okay.
I enjoy it in the Robusto, and then I enjoy it in the like the Gordo, right? If I got a lot of time, like if I'm in the shop, that's a really great cigar to smoke in the morning. But that's one of my ones, right? One of my top ones.
I mean, you got a valid point.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I agree.
So that that cigar really did grow on me because, like I said, I was not a fan, and it's like it didn't hit with me, man. All right, so that's number 1, and then the other one is the Davidoff Winston Churchill limited edition, 2022, the little Figurado, man. That's a Figurado, right?
Okay.
That's not a Figurado.
Okay.
That's a like a, what size is that? Help me out. That's not a Figurado. That is a. I'll get this.
Johnny.
What?
Well, Jack disappeared.
Hello.
Jack's gone. Jack's gone. He left.
Is that your number
Keep
1?
going, man. Just keep going, man.
Is that your number 1?
No.
Oh, okay. But those, so that's really like my top 4. But it's put one and put the last 2 together on the same line.
Bro. Hey, Darrell, I disappeared, man. I disappeared because I'm so confused how Johnny couldn't figure this out.
Put the last 2 on the first line. It's like
you call. No. Wait a minute.
It's like when you don't know the answer in school. It's like when you don't know the answer in school, right? And you put both answers and you say, "Hey, teacher, hey, you better give me half a credit because I got 1 of the 2 right, man. I got 1 of the 2 right." So both.
How are you gonna say the Olamac sucks? But then this is your top 1 and 2. I mean, your top ones.
Stop it, man. Stop it,
bro.
Man.
You are so disrespectful.
Stop.
You are so disrespectful. What?
I wasn't listen, I thought it was just me with the Olamac, but then the other guys in the cigar club, man, we were just sitting around. The guy I bought one from him because we didn't start the shop. I bought one, and some other guy, Andy, had one, and we all sat there and we smoked it. And we was like, guys, this ain't it.
Bro, you guys had to be drunk. You guys had to be drunk, man.
That
had to be like your 5th cigar of the day.
It was probably like number 2. But it was early, you know. But I will revisit it. I promise y'all. I'll probably smoke it tomorrow because Dan or Maybank probably has it, and I'll revisit it. But yeah,
bro,
yeah.
you just no.
I did. I
love Jeff. Don't get me wrong.
I went there.
Stop it. I enjoy the collaboration that they did with Drew Estate. But did you really just say
I did?
Ola Mac was trash.
I didn't say it was trash.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
I heard.
Yes, you did.
I heard trash.
He literally said that. Trash. And just said that.
He said trash.
Johnny,
I'm sorry.
It's gonna be up there. I mean, yo, listen, hear me out.
Bro, this is gonna be hard. This is gonna be hard to come.
I guarantee you it's gonna make the list.
Okay. I'll give you that one.
It's gonna make the list.
I'll give you that one. You know
it's
what?
It's gonna make the
I
list.
heard before Johnny came onto the stream. He threw out a whole box of those in the trash for tomorrow when trash pickup comes up. That's why
I'm gonna be the garbage man tomorrow. I'm gonna be the garbage man. I'm on my way to South Carolina to pick up your trash right now, Johnny. Hey, Father Bob, thank you, Father Bob, thank you. Say word.
So yeah, there we have it.
Now, Dan, that's a good question. Did Migdalia and La Hacienda come out in 2022? Because we're only going based off of cigars that came out in 2022. I was trying to put one up there in the top 3, but the Lil A was the only one that came out and at the PCA release. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. I may be wrong, but Father Bob, thank you so much for casing my argument. Jury, do you guys need any more evidence to call? Because this is, I gotta throw an injection flag out.
No.
Inject them? All right.
Oh man.
All right. But I'm gonna let you have it because that's your number one. But like I'm with Dan. I'm gonna just have number 2 number ones too. No, I'm really not. I'm gonna give it a fair 1-1. I'm just being biased. 2022 top cigars, top 3 cigars in our pickings is what we're doing right now, my guy. If I'm using Johnny Rules, Sweets will be my number 1.
Ouch! You know, hey, Virtual Smoke Deck. It's been nice. I'm gonna log off with night. Listen, man.
Hey, bro. Hey, the ruling on the field is Johnny is ejected out of the game and getting a $20,000 fine, man. That dude is tripping right now. Hey, he literally just pulled an Antonio Brown last year. Sean, what you think it is?
At least Johnny's pulling out cigars that came out in 2022. I feel as though a lot of the cigars that I've been pulling out have been like 2020, 2021. I'll be honest with you, man. Like, married life has been kind of keeping my budget a little bit thin, so I haven't been hitting a lot of the ones that just came out in 2022. But Johnny's had some good points, though. I mean, I'm not going to say that any cigar is trash. Not like Johnny, you know. I'm not going to say that. But Johnny, I don't mean to drive the bus. Trust me.
I will in a heartbeat.
Look. I'll beep the horn. I'll let you know it's coming before you sit down, you know.
Oh, man.
But you know, to go against Jack, at least he's been pulling up some cigars that came out in 2022. That's all I can say. At least Johnny's been relevant.
Very much so. So, Sean, hopefully your number 1 can be out of 2022. I'm gonna get my number 1.
Okay, you go ahead and give your number 1. I'm gonna hold it last because it's gonna be controversial.
You want okay?
Let me put my seatbelt on. Hold on.
Put your seatbelt on, boy. This rocket ship about to take off, boy. I'm trying to tell you.
Go ahead, do it, boy. Do it.
Hey, now look, my number 1 was hard. Like, mind you, this is my list. Okay, I don't want y'all to read my list, but I wanted to let you know how many it was through. I'm gonna tell you, if I can redo my list, I would, but I'm not gonna do that. But it was tied between Palencia and AJ Fernandez. Right.
All right. So can we guess who you wound up going with?
You could actually.
AJ.
And see, I was thinking Palencia.
Now,
so we split. You got the crew split.
Look, that Maria was amazing. That Maria by Luciano, which was H Prime at time, is amazing. I give you that, Dan. But I'm gonna tell you what. My number one is the AJ Fernandez Dorado Toro.
Ooh. Okay.
I'm gonna just log out because y'all not gonna like me. Smoke that.
The AJ Fernandez Dorado Toro.
Okay.
Dorado Toro.
So what made you go with that one versus Palencia? Now, what was your other pick for Palencia?
The 149. The 149 Toro.
He should have went with the 149. I mean, that's easy.
That 149 is amazing.
It's delicious.
That's
I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna put the Olamac, and I'm gonna shift my Olamac down to 3. I'm gonna do the 149 2, and then I'm gonna do the Dorado number 1.
That'll work.
That's why I was kind of confused, because that 149 is probably that was going to be my number 1, and that's why I was curious
It could
as
still
to why
be.
you split them.
It can still be.
So for me, it was I'm a big Cadwell fan. I love Cadwell. The T from Cadwell is probably one of my favorites out of there, between The King is Dead, but between Louis the Last and the 149 was where I split right there. And I'm a big Plasencia fan, and I always think of Plasencia when it comes to for whatever reason, it always comes to mind, and I know everybody here has said it at least once. When you go up to a cigar counter and you ask for the placenta cigar, I think every single one of us starting out smoking cigars says, "Let me get a placenta cigar." And that person giving you that cigar, Jack, you're lying. I can see it in your eyes.
I never said placenta. I got a T in it. Placenta ain't got no T in it.
I can see it in your eyes, boy. I can see it in your eyes. I know you said it.
You see something else. I'm over here like, how?
It's not the love. It's not the love for me that I see in your eyes. I see the lies in your eyes. But the 149, I'm gonna have to go with the 149. The 149, it has a beautiful flavor. I know that if anybody who's a big Cadwell smoker is gonna probably kick me in my ass later. But
I can see why you say placenta. Could you say Cadwell?
I mean, it's well, look, it's either
Caldwell.
Caldwell.
It's the accent.
It's the accent. It's the Jersey thing. It's the Jersey thing. Caldwell or placenta. It's a Jersey thing. It's either coffee or chocolate. You know what I'm saying? But the 149 would probably have to be my number 1 pick for this podcast. And I was kind of hoping that you weren't going to say
the Dorado out.
You know what? I'm gonna go back to the Dorado. So let me tell you something, and then we're gonna go back to the 149 because I think that's a good conversation right there. That Dorado only came out about maybe a month and a half, 2 months ago, max.
I just smoked it. Yep.
And that thing, I mean, has been flying. So it flew off the shelf so quick, I didn't even have time to smoke it before. So when it came back in, I tried it. First time I smoked it, I didn't like it.
Okay.
Darnell came back to me and was like, Jack, I don't know what you're smoking, but you ain't smoking the right cigar.
Yeah.
He said, go back, do nothing, drink water, and smoke it.
Yeah.
I said, okay. I'm going to take you up on that offer. So I grabbed the cigar. I go home. I do nothing. I sit on my patio, grab a Pellegrino, and smoke the cigar. And I went back to Darnell, and I said, thank you.
Okay.
Because when I smoke that cigar, it almost fires as if it's supposed to be a limited edition cigar. To find out that this is a regular production cigar, and just throwing haymakers, It has a sun-grown Habano wrapper on it. Nicaraguan wrappers into Nicaraguan. It's a Puro. It's a Nicaraguan Puro. Spicy, earthy, coffee, leather. Leather is my favorite, and you can tell that the thought process of that cigar was well composed. I guarantee he probably went through 40-something blends. I don't even know that for sure, but I guarantee he went through something like 40-something blends to configure that cigar. That cigar right now, I guarantee this. I guarantee you will see it on the top, on number one, on at least 2 of the top 25s at the end of the year. 2 of them.
I don't know about number 1, Jack, but it's gonna make the list. Now, I'm like you. I will say this. I'm going to revisit it. Right. I'm like you. I've only smoked it once because I think we just got it. My boy, Dwayne. He sometimes tunes in. I'm almost trying to tag him. He had one. He got it from Burners up in Charlotte. And I said, "Hey, Wayne," I said, "I've been trying to smoke the cigar. I haven't found it down here yet." I was like, "Let me buy this from you." I bought it from him. I smoked it. I'm like you, Jack. First time, I did not enjoy. Not that it was nasty. I just didn't really. Maybe my palate was. I will revisit it. All right, that's my.
You got 2 cigars to revisit, and I want that report on my desk.
Just one.
By close of business on Wednesday. I want that report on my desk by close of business on Wednesday.
Oh man,
you tripping. Oh yeah.
Well,
oh yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm gonna put it to you like this. I'm gonna put it to you like this. The first cigar that I ever smoked that was kind of a turnoff for me was the Alec Bradley Magic Toast. To me, I couldn't get into it. It was a very oily cigar, and it had this weird flavor. I kept getting tobacco on my tongue. It felt like I was like drinking tobacco water. Very, very unenjoyable cigar. But I went back, and that's Alec Bradley. Absolutely. You're right, Johnny. Absolutely 100%. But I went back and I cut it a different way. And then I wound up enjoying the cigar more the second time that I smoked it, having a little bit more experience to it and taking a different outlook on it. So I can say that every cigar deserves to be smoked twice.
Absolutely.
At least twice.
Hey, Sean, you said something on point, man, too, because and me and Jack, we did a show about this. This was a couple months back, somewhere in the mid-year, where we talked about how the different cuts can affect the cigar, right? And a lot of people, I try to harp on that and explain that when I'm working behind the counter, man, and I'm like, hey, I'm asking someone, what type of cut would you prefer? And instantly, especially a lot of like novice cigar smokers who just smoke whatever, they're going to say, hey, I hate when they say this shit. Hey, let me get the cat eye cut. No, sir, it's not a cat eye. It's a V cut.
It's a V cut. Absolutely. 100%. 100%.
And I'm like,
let me get the Dorito too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, are you sure? Are you sure? Like, prime example, man, not the sidebar. But I was working the shop this past weekend, and the guy, I recommended him the 7,000 Padron, right? He was drinking like a nice like a porter. He was drinking like a porter beer. Okay. And I'm like, hey, man, try the 7,000 with that 7,000 Maduro, man. I'm like, that shit gonna do wonders in your mouth, man. It's gonna be a beautiful marriage. So I'm getting ready to cut a cigar, Jack. And he was like, I'm like, hey, man, I would recommend a straight cut on the cigar. He was like, oh, no, give me the V. I'm like, dude, do you see the ring gauge on the cigar? I said, bro, listen to me. I said, cut this mug straight, yo. Cut it straight. I'm like, and enjoy your cigar. But a lot, just to add to that point, man. And when I revisit that Olmec, when I revisit the Dorado this week, man, I'm going to change it up because a lot of people do not know that cuts will change a whole dynamic of a cigar. Size, region, whether it's full body, whether it's a mild cigar, all that shit plays into effect. I'm in the curse. Yeah. When you're smoking, man, like it's going to really determine how you enjoy that cigar. Anyways, just to add that sidebar. Sorry about that.
But no, absolutely. I mean, it was a valid one. Go ahead, Sean.
No, I was just going to say, I mean, it's not just cut. I think a lot of the stuff, I mean, Perdomo wound up putting out a beer brand of cigar that helped intensify the cigar depending on the beer that you were drinking, whether it be a light, a blonde, a lager, depending on what you pair with that cigar, whether it be water, compared to what Jack was doing. Went back, smoked it, paired it with Pellegrino, a wine, a whiskey, a bourbon, a scotch, a beer. All those things can wind up turning a cigar from a really bad experience into something that's, a life-changing event. And I think that all has to be played into cigar smoking, which I don't think a lot of people give enough credit to. But go ahead, Jack.
I think you're absolutely right. I mean, and to Johnny's points, I think you guys hit it. And I think a lot of people just don't understand the cuts, right? I think people that's V cut, I don't know, Lancero is just kind of crazy too. I think anybody that V cuts a 8x80 is crazy. Ultimately, I think the cut plays a part because you ultimately want to cut it right, if that makes sense. But what is right? Cuts are preference. Cuts are preference. I don't think. I mean, to y'all point, I don't think it really changes the dynamic of the smoke. But what I do think it changed is the ability to pick up certain nuances or notes, for that matter, out of the cigar. Because on a straight cut, if you're smoking something to kind of pull all the notes that you could possibly pull at one time, I think a straight cut would be perfect. I think on a smaller cigar, you don't need to pull all that, because I mean a punch is going to do it just great, but it's still preference, right? Nevertheless, I think ultimately when we're smoking cigars, it's best to have, especially something that you haven't smoked before, right? That is like, hey, I'm gonna be a manufacturer. I'm gonna produce a cigar, but I'm gonna drink it after. I'm gonna smoke that one cigar after I've smoked 5 or 3 or 2. I think even 2 is too many, because your palate has already been coated with whatever that other cigar has produced. So that's just my opinion. I don't know if it matters. But.
No, you're right. You're right.
I mean, personally, I think depending on the cigar, if you have something like Nub, who tightly winds their cigars to make such a small cigar last about an hour and a half, if you wind up punching that cigar, I feel as though you're not going to get your full blend out of that cigar. You're going to be feeling like you're trying to suck a bowling ball through a garden hose. But if you wind up doing a straight cut or a V cut, that might open it up a little bit more.
That boy Sean strikes again.
I'm telling you, man. Married life makes you rowdy. I'm just telling you. But just telling you. But I'm telling you, I think depending on the cigar, depending on how tightly it's wrapped, I think that also plays a big part in how you're going to cut it as well, because then you're not going to get the flow. You're going to have a lot of a hard time drawing, which then will make you not taste the notes that you're supposed to taste, but at the same time you're going to be concentrating more on the draw than you're going to be concentrating on the note. There's an exact science to it. And Johnny, I'm going to come at you, brother. I'm going to come at you. I think when Jack has a week off, you and me are going to break down the sciences of cutting cigars. And I think we're going to let Jack sit back, relax, and tell us on the next episode how we did, whether or not we're right or wrong. I want to propose that.
Listen, he's going to be the Judge Mathis of cigar cutting.
Absolutely.
And funny story, man. I had a guy, he had a dang going, this is so funny. I was working the shop and he had the little blondies, the little tiny blondies. And he was like, hey, Johnny, man, can I get a V cut on that? I'm like, sir, for what?
Literally.
Yeah.
But what? That's a good point.
Yeah, exactly.
Even the Charles point, like straight cutting a Lancero wouldn't be bad. My problem is where you try to V cut a Lancero. Like, what's the point? Yeah. Like, it's either punch it or straight cut.
I get to it, man.
Now, if you got a Robusto, you go either way. You go punch, straight cut, V cut, X cut, kitty cat cut, lick a pickle cut. I mean, whatever cut you want to come up with. But I mean, ultimately, the size matters. But when it comes to Robusto and Toro, I think it was crazy is when I see somebody with a 7x7 and they punch it. Like, what's the point of that?
Yeah.
Like that, now that right there is just like, you want to what? you want to punch this, bro?
So do you want 2 punches?
I think at that point in time, you have to look at them and say, well, is all you have is a punch? Then fine, we can punch it. But if you want, I can give you this $2 straight cut, and we can go from there.
Yeah.
Just add it to the tab, boys.
Hey, that's when you lick the tip and then you rip it off with your teeth. It's called a pickle cut.
So would that be one of the chisel cuts? Would you call that a lick a pickle cut for like a chisel?
You can do that. You
could do that because
I made it up, but we can stick with it. I like it.
I mean, I like it. I don't think anybody from LFD would like calling it like the lick a pickle cut, but I'm pretty sure that that the chisel would definitely fall in that category.
The
Charles is freaking out.
I'm not embarrassed. I often cut my cigar with my thumbnail.
I do this, Dan. It's
called a lick a pickle cut.
I do the same, Dan. I swear to you, man. If you go in my car, I'm so embarrassed to say this right now. My car is not junky. It's never junky, but it's always full of cigar shit, right? If you look at the WeatherTech mats in my drivers, and all I do is like when I cut a cigar and I'm driving, I be at a stoplight, and I'm like, because real cigar smokers can never find their fucking tools, all right? And I'm just real cigar smokers. I'm like, damn, what the fuck is my lighter? Where is my cutter? And I'm like, you know what? I use my thumbnail all the time, man.
The best one. Who taught me that? I want to say Lido, but it was definitely some old guy. I was like, hey, you want to cut that? I said, I got to cut it. He said, no, I use my teeth. And then literally, if you grab the cap right, you can literally pull the cap right off.
You can, and you can do that with your fingernail too, man. Like if you just, I'm telling you, and that's why I tell people premium cigars, just take it right on off.
So I love Dan. I love Dan with all my heart. I love Johnny with all my heart. Me and Jack are going to buy Dan and Johnny pedicures for their thumbs. So that way y'all can't do no cutting with your thumbnails, because I'm gonna tell you right now, y'all can open up a can of tuna fish. Y'all gonna open up a can of tuna fish with them thumbs. So we're gonna leave it at that.
And we don't know where Johnny put his thumbs.
But yeah, I don't know where he put his thumbs. Especially Johnny the cigar banker touching bills, and I don't want no freaking bills cutting my cigars because I don't know where them bills been.
Hey.
So we gonna go with that, unless it comes with a bill.
Oh man,
you know what I mean?
Hey, but you brought up a good one too, Sean. The 149. Tell us about it. Tell us why you picked that.
So the 149. The cigar that originally got me onto Plasencia was, and I always have a trouble with pronouncing it, is the octuplet.
Mm-hmm.
It's pressed in an octagonal shape, with a green band. That was
you're thinking of the Arma Fuente. You're thinking about the Arma Fuente, number 2.
No.
6-toe. Hexagon.
It's the 6-toe, but it's by
Plasencia.
Plasencia. See, I told you, I can't. It's the Jersey accent. I'm telling you.
Placenta.
So, Placenta, the Placenta cigar. So that was the cigar that got me into Placenta cigars. Any women that just had babies, please do not try and sell your placenta for cigars. That was the cigar that really kind of got me into Plasencia. And then the 149 came out. And I got to be honest with you, it was a little iffy for me in the beginning, because I had such a love for the 6-toe. And, it's kind of like when you have like a favorite toy and then the next version of that toy comes out and you're like, oh, well, is it going to be as good as the last? And I'll be honest with you, the flavor profile was absolutely amazing. Very, very smooth cigar. I actually paired it with a strawberry moonshine, which is absolutely a beautiful combination. Little hints of pepper, a little bit of leather, but very, very smooth combination for the 149. Absolutely beautiful cigar. And it actually kind of put up against the 6-toe for me when it came to Plasencia. And anybody that smokes Plasencia knows that, Plasencia kind of goes up against Padron.
All the time.
Well, right. That's what I'm saying. It kind of goes up against Padron. What's up?
No, go ahead.
What's up?
Go ahead, y'all.
No. You need to tell us.
Drinking. I think y'all been drinking.
Why?
What?
I think y'all been drinking.
Bro, you're crazy.
Go ahead.
I guarantee one of your favorite cigars back in the day was blended by Palencia.
No, absolutely. You're absolutely right. Matter of fact, what's my shit? And this is a sidebar. It's the 505 Nicaragua, Romeo and Juliet.
Blended by Palencia.
That's a damn good smoke, man. That is a great cigar, man. But it's hard to find. But anyway, you're absolutely right.
Where are you located? I've smoked the 2/3 of Virtual Smoke Day, so I need to know. So I need to get with you. Actually, Charles, I'm out of New Jersey. I'm out of South Jersey, brother.
Hey, he ain't too far from me. He in Tennessee.
Yeah, I'm like way south. Not like hillbilly south, but I'm out of the south of Jersey.
He hillbilly south.
yeah. Just because I wear camo every now and then, you guys can't see me half the time. Don't mean I'm hillbilly south, all right? When I break out the banjo, then y'all in trouble.
I mean, freaking Johnny's hillbilly south too. So
just because I wear check kickers, man, you see it.
But no, I mean, personally, I think Plasencia wound up coming a long way. I think when you think of like top three, and maybe I'm wrong, so correct me if I'm wrong, but top 3 cigar brands that you think when you're paying anything from an 18 to a 20, 18 to $25 cigar, you're looking at probably Ario Fuente, Padron, and then Plasencia. My top 3 for like $18 to $25 cigar.
Did you mean Arturo Fuente?
I say Ario Fuente. Is that wrong?
No, sure, whatever you want to say.
Yeah,
that's a Jersey thing. That's a Jersey thing. Ario Fuente.
Don't forget about Davidoff, man. Don't forget about Davidoff.
Bro, you can't.
Davidoff. But like when you're paying like $100 for an Opus X from Ario Fuente or Arturo Fuente, as Jack would say, for that, like those are like the 3 brands that you kind of look at, and they're usually in the glass. You know what I mean? They're behind the counter in the glass when you're looking at expensive cigars. So Plasencia kind of helps toe the line for me. You know what I mean? when it comes to cigars.
Hey,
what's up, Jack? You laughing? You laughing? What's the matter?
I'm about to put placenta up, Dorito, Aereo.
No. All right. You know what? All right. I'm out of here. I'm having computer problems again.
You having good problems today.
Yeah. That boy went on the honeymoon and came back horny.
Hey, that boy came back was like, yeah, we've been talking about placentas. We're talking about placentas.
We're talking about area. We're talking about area Fuentes. You know what I mean?
Well, I ain't talking about some Mary like good there, fellas. Mary like good.
We had a lot of Area Fuente on the honeymoon. A lot of Area Fuente.
Oh man, tonight's gonna laugh, y'all.
Oh boy, and Johnny cracking up. He love it. He's like, yo, man, my man, he out here wilding.
Hey, look, man, look. So, I mean, I'm trying to tell you now, we're gonna come up with something that is freaking amazing for our top 25. I think that show is probably gonna be like maybe an hour to 2 hours, maybe an hour and a half to 2 hours long. Because there's no way. Yes, it's got to be.
Let's hit it at 2.
That'll be our last episode of 2022. And by the way, y'all, we're about to celebrate our 100th episode next week.
I'm gonna bring some good spirits, man. Make sure you have some good spirits. I'm gonna come with some
spirits.
Good spirits.
I think I'm gonna set up at the house too, so I can bring out all of them.
No, don't do that, man. Hey,
bring out all of them. I think I'm gonna set up
Charles Ruth, I'm coming to your house.
We need a tag in. Can we get a tag on the play? Charles, we're actually gonna do our 100th episode at your house next week.
Actually,
that'd be dope.
We'll be drinking like kings, man.
Oh God, Lee.
For the 100th episode, if my two beautiful, handsome co-stars don't mind, I might bring a special guest.
Okay.
I might have old man Monroe right here next to me.
Hey, let's get T. Let's get T on the soundtrack.
We might. I'm saying, we might. We gotta figure it out, but we might. You know what I mean?
Hey, that'd be a good show, Dan. That'd be a good show. Hey, and bring him out. Bring him out.
Yo, so
Charles is on one tonight. Charles hitting them off tonight.
We see what he's
doing. I think we need to do a special shout out for Charles, because Charles is always coming out with fire.
Hey, Terry said what?
Yeah,
I didn't agree to that.
He don't know yet. I'm voluntolding him.
Clearly, he's about to find out.
But I think we need to do a special shout out for Charles, because Charles is always in the virtual smoke deck.
He's hot right now because I just checked his Instagram. He's drinking Bullet bourbon today, so that's why he's so on fire. He's drinking Bullet bourbon.
Yeah, no wonder he got Bullet for the one time. So yeah,
I don't even want to know what Charles is drinking on the 100th episode.
hey, that boy better come out with something great. I think I might pull out that bottle of Gold Blanton's.
There you go.
It's a French exclusive of Blanton's. I think I might bring that out. I ain't popped the seal on it yet.
Go ahead and pop it, man. Go ahead and pop it.
So for the 100th episode, I'm gonna give homework to both of you guys. And I know I'm new to the virtual smoke deck.
You've been off for a whole month. How you gonna give us homework?
I know. I'm gonna give y'all homework. I'm gonna give y'all some homework. I want a special cigar that you're gonna smoke, and a special bottle. And you gotta bring the bottle on camera. None of this
no, I got you.
We're gonna put it on camera, so that way we can let the audience know.
Look at that boy. Look at that.
Look at that. He already got it picked.
He already got it picked. You know what? I've been looking for a good time to smoke. I had that cigar since 2015.
Man, listen.
First came out.
Hey, funny story about that Padron, man. The Padron 50 year, man. I got this weird. We're going over, but I'm gonna write up real quick. My barber, right? He's a cigar smoker, right? So when me and Carter go get a haircut, it's become like tradition that instead of giving him a cash tip, I always tip him with a cigar, right? So when I had every time I go to every 2 weeks, man, he's all 2-3 cigars. I always tip him the cigars. I just tipped him with the Padron 50 year, right? Because it was his anniversary. I think he reached like 20-some years of marriage.
That's awesome.
I'm like, Tech, there you go, man. There's your tip. He was like, Johnny. He was like, I can't charge you for no haircut today, man. He was like, look what you got. I'm like, no, that's your tip, man. There you go, man. I'm gonna stop paying for my haircut. There you go, man. I'll be
charge me for the next 2 weeks. I need a lineup on Wednesday.
Hey, yo, my homeboy was like, hey, Johnny, man, can I be your barber, man? He's like, if you give your barber cigars like that, man, he's like, no, I'll cut your hair, man.
Big fact. Hey,
anyway.
So fellas, man, so we're celebrating 100. Yeah. One special cigar next week.
Yeah.
One special bottle.
Let's get it.
And make sure Terry is okay, because we are a little crazy.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk it over. He's upstairs right now, so I'm gonna talk it over with him before.
Because the way he said, "Say what?" he put one question mark. He put two. Like, hold on, wait a minute. You know what I mean? Like,
this is payback. This is payback for 29 years of parenthood, boys. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you right there. That's what it is right there.
Man. So guys, it's time for Gem of the Week. So we have a verbiage now. We gotta use our verbiage.
Okay. Let's do it.
So Gem of the Week, powered by McAuliffe. Go ahead, Sean. What is it?
Well, you're gonna throw me on the spot like that. All right, that's fine. That's fine.
You got it.
So being freshly married.
Hold on. Let's start that over. Let's run it back.
Okay, run it back.
I'm gonna put you back on the spot. Or we're gonna try it again. All right.
Okay.
Ready? Cut. Gem of the Week, powered by McAuliffe Cigars.
Smoke McAuliffe.
Smoke McAuliffe.
So,
Sean, take us away.
Just like McAuliffe cigars,
Mhm.
smoke good. Smoke McAuliffe. But also, being fresh and married, I'm going to say my gem of the week would be, guys, always realize, just like you do with your humidors, if you have good things within your humidors, you also have good things within your home as well. Respect your women, respect your cigars, and make sure that you always give both of them as much love as you can. Because just like a fine cigar, if you treat it well and keep it in the humidor at the right temperature, it's going to treat you right. And if you treat your woman just like you would your cigars, she'll never let you down.
Come on now.
That's my gem of the week. That's my gem of the week.
That was the gem of the week. Powered by McAuliffe Cigar. Dan, how do
Powered
we do?
by McAuliffe Cigars.
Powered by Dan, how do we do? Tell us how we did.
How we do, Dan? Dan, come on. Hit me with it, Dan. Was that good?
I'm gonna try.
Bill Urbanski's gonna try and put his wife in the humidor. Oh
shit! Hopefully she gets some Spanish cedar seasoning on her. You know, come out smelling good, smoking good.
So if you guys don't mind, I asked Jack about this in the beginning of the show, and hopefully, Jack's not upset with me. I want to do a big shout out to Dan Thompson and McAuliffe Cigars for
and Jack.
And Jack. And
my name was on there too.
I was getting there. Hey,
okay,
I'm getting there. I'm doing, if I could do a drum roll next to this mic, I would. So a big shout out to Dan Thompson, McAuliffe Cigars, and Dapper D Cigars for helping to supply my beautiful wedding with beautiful McAuliffe cigars. I felt absolutely blessed, honestly blessed, to provide all of my wedding guests with an amazing cigar. McAuliffe, you guys have done wonders for me, and I know that you guys have some more customers coming your way. And nice. Jack, I'm going to tell you, I didn't have many people from Florida, but I did tell them that if they were in the Tampa Bay area, I did have some cards that I had personally made up for Dapper D Cigars. Nice. So that way they could come find you. I did find your address at Dapper D Cigars, and I put that on there. So if anybody's down there in the Tampa Bay, Florida area, definitely check out Dapper D Cigars, because this man right here, Jack, is an amazing cigar enthusiast. And let me tell you, he's not going to lead you wrong. And if you are down, or I guess that would technically be over in Johnny's neck of the woods, definitely check out Johnny as well, because Johnny ain't gonna guide you wrong either. These two guys right here, they know their ish. So please check out Dapper D Cigars. And if you haven't smoked a McAuliffe cigar yet, what the frick are you waiting for? Stop waiting. We're sponsored by McAuliffe, fools. So get there, get some McAuliffe in your humidor. But I wanted to honestly say, that's my honest thank you to all of you for the love and support.
That's it. Hey, that's nice, man. That's nice there. What is Jack? Your address is 100 Skymark?
You're close. It's 725 though.
725 Sky. Okay,
Skymark Drive, Jacksonville, Florida. Come check us out.
That's it.
Yeah, anyway, absolutely. 100%. Don't delay.
And shout out Johnny. Shout out your barber, man.
Yes,
shout out your barber on the virtual smoke.
My barber, his name is Tech. He smokes. He smokes with me obviously all the time, pretty much all the time. But he cuts at a shop called Mackey's Barbershop, and I've been going to that barbershop since I was in elementary school nowadays, man. And it's just
last year, right?
Man, Jack. And I know we going over, but that shows the beautiful dynamics of the cigar industry, man. How, me and my barber, we can connect, and it's way more personable than me giving him a cash tip. And I'm like, yo, I know you smoke cigars, man. Hey, bro, smoke this good shit right here, man. That's all you. And it's beautiful, and it's so dope too, because I always give Carter the cigar to hand the barber. So me and Carter go to the barber, I'm like, hey Carter, give that to Mr. Tech, and he hands Mr. Tech the cigar, and Mr. Tech is like, Johnny, you give me a 90 Patron, and it's beautiful, man. It's beautiful, man. But anyway,
that's awesome. Well, today has been a great show. Clearly, we're all excited to be here.
Yes,
absolutely.
I don't think I didn't get one cue yet, but it is that time.
Yep.
Sunday Night Football is going live. Mind you, by the way, check out those Eagles tomorrow on primetime, playing against those whack asterisk Commanders. So with that being said, 9-0 Eagles, let's go. Let's cheer us on. By the way, did Dallas lose or Dallas win? If they won, don't say nothing. If they lost, let's root for it. I haven't looked. Johnny, me and Sean are talking. So thank you.
Yep. Can we mute Johnny?
Hey, it is in Jacksonville, Florida. But he was saying if you're on your way, like you're going to Tampa, coming in, stop at Dapper D's.
You got to.
Hey. Ooh, hey, don't tell me that. Shoot, I'll put that thing together tonight. Yeah. Did they lose? Dallas lost! Dallas lost! Yeah! Yeah, baby! Dallas lost! Hey, I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Sorry, Dan. Dan, I do want to apologize. TCU is 9-0, ranked number 4 in the country. So shout out to TCU. Actually, Dan's good friend Bob is a professor at TCU. Great guy.
Nice.
I got to meet Bob. I want to say Atkins, but we're gonna take out the last name because I don't want to mess that up. But met Bob. Bob is amazing. Bob also makes these big cuts. Dan has like a humidor. That humidor gotta be able to hold 1,000 people. I mean, it was a custom built one. I mean, the thing is probably as high as my desk, and probably like that wide. Like, I mean, it's wide. But Bob makes custom humidors. I'm gonna get him to make me one. Speaking of making, gentlemen,
yes,
it's time. We got the gym out, man. It's time to wrap this thing up there, buddy.
Let's make it happen.
Hey, man, everybody, thank you so much for watching the Virtual Smoke Deck tonight. I'm your host, Jack the Cigar Enthusiast.
Johnny the Cigar Breaker.
I'm Sean, no more days off with the smoking section.
And we are the Virtual Smoke Deck. So if you're new to the Virtual Smoke Deck, go ahead and like, subscribe, share on our YouTube channel. Turn on notification bell so you can get all the notifications. Also go to Facebook, like, and turn on the notification bell on Facebook, so you are up to date with all the content, our bye weeks and different things of that nature. That it comes out, it goes straight on those platforms. We're also sponsored by Dapper D Cigars. So if you ever looking for any cigar needs or wants, go shop DapperDCigars.com. And also go follow DapperDCigars.com. Go follow Dapper D Cigars on Facebook and Instagram as well for all the updated content and things that we have going here. And then as well, Smoke McAuliffe, the official sponsor of the Virtual Smoke Deck. We love you guys at McAuliffe, and you guys are freaking awesome. With that being said, man, we are the Virtual Smoke Deck. Until next time, celebrating our 100th episode next week. You got to be in the building, man. You got to get your friend in the building. Next week is Bring a Friend Day.
Yeah, right? Like church.
Like church. Bring a Friend Day so they can get saved by the Virtual Smoke Deck.
Oh, man.
So they get saved by the Virtual Smoke Deck. So with that being said, we are the Virtual Smoke Deck. We'll see you next week. Peace.